Let's be real, the world of AI right now can feel like a tidal wave. You've got new tools, constant updates, crazy headlines. It is so easy to feel like you're falling behind. But I'm here to tell you that feeling, it's a myth. Today, we're going to cut right through all that noise and give you a super clear, practical roadmap to actually get ahead with AI. So let's just dive right in. If you're here, my guess is you're not really asking if you should learn AI anymore. You're asking how. The sheer amount of stuff out there is enough to make anyone feel completely stuck. But the truth is, it's way simpler than you think to get ahead of like 99% of people. We just need to bust a few common myths first.
Okay, let's get this one out of the way right now. That is totally fine. Seriously, most of the AI tools we're going to talk about were built specifically for people who are not technical. You don't need to know a single line of code. All you really need is to be a little curious and willing to play around with things. That's it.
And I get it. It definitely feels that way. There's a new game-changing model in the news every other week. But here's the secret. Most of that is just noise. The tools might change fast, but the fundamental skills, like thinking clearly and communicating what you want, those are timeless. If you focus on those skills, you'll always be ahead of the curve, no matter what new app comes out.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. There are thousands and thousands of AI tools out there, but you don't need them. You really don't. In fact, you can do about 90% of everything you'll ever need to do with just a handful of really solid, versatile tools. The key isn't to memorize a giant list of apps. It's to understand the kinds of problems AI can help you solve. All right, so with those myths out of the way, let's figure out where you fit in this whole new landscape. There's no one-size-fits-all way to use AI. Most people tend to fall into one of three common paths, all based on what they're trying to achieve. Let's see which one sounds most like you. So are you the everyday explorer? You're just looking to make life a little easier, save some time, maybe summarize a long document or help you write a clearer email. Or maybe you're a power user, someone who's already stacking different tools together to create amazing content or solve really complex problems way faster. Or are you a builder? You're ready to go deeper, maybe automate entire tasks or even build your own custom tools. The best part is, it's actually pretty easy to move from one path to the next. Now, here's where we can really start to demystify the thousands of tools out there. You don't need to know every single one. No way. Instead, you just have to understand a few core ideas and the main categories they all fall into. The single most important part of your toolkit is the large language model, or LLM for short. This is the engine that powers everything from ChatGPT to Google's Gemini to Anthropic's Claude. Think of them as these incredibly flexible brains that form the foundation for almost everything we call generative AI. And this right here is such a key insight. Most of the new AI tools you see pop up are what we call specialized wrappers. Think of it like this. They take a super powerful car engine, like ChatGPT, and they build a slick, user-friendly dashboard around it for one specific job, like writing marketing emails. They're convenient, for sure, but once you understand this difference, you can immediately tell what's a real breakthrough and what's just a new paint job on an existing engine. So instead of getting lost in a sea of apps, just think in these 5 categories. You've got your main LLMs for all things text, you have research tools for finding facts, and then you have your creative generators for making images, video, and audio. That's pretty much it. When you frame the landscape this way, it suddenly becomes so much more manageable. Okay, before we go any further, there is one super critical term you absolutely have to know: hallucination. This is when an AI just makes stuff up but says it with total confidence. It happens all the time. So the most important rule is to always, and I mean always, double-check any important facts or figures an AI gives you. Now, one of the main ways developers are fighting those hallucinations is with a cool technique called RAG. This basically lets a model search the live internet or specific documents you give it so it can ground its answers in real, up-to-date facts. AI-powered search engines like Perplexity, they're built on this very idea. So now that we have a good feel for the tools, let's talk about something that's honestly even more important. The tools, they're going to change, they're going to evolve, but there are a few core skills that will stay valuable no matter what happens. Mastering these is the real secret to being successful with AI. And these are the big 4. First, prompting, which is just how you talk to an AI. Second, understanding the landscape, which, hey, we're doing that right now. Third, workflow thinking, breaking big tasks into smaller AI-powered steps. And finally, creative remixing, using these tools in new and unexpected ways. If you only focus on one thing, please make it this one. Prompting is the art and science of giving crystal clear instructions to an AI. A tiny improvement in how you ask for something can lead to a massive, massive improvement in what you get back.
Just look at the difference here. The vague prompt, write a blog post about productivity. Well, the AI has to guess what you mean. But the second prompt, it gives it a role, a target audience, a length, a tone, a structure. You're not getting a generic response anymore. You're getting exactly what you asked for.
One of the easiest ways to level up your prompts immediately is to follow this simple structure. Just think: aim, context, and rules. What's your goal? What's the background info? And what are the guardrails? If you just remember to include these 3 things, your prompts will already be better than what most people are writing. Okay, we've busted the myths, we've found our path, we've decoded the tools, and we've learned the most important skills. Now, let's pull it all together into a concrete plan you can start using today.
Here's my advice. Don't just play with AI because it's the new shiny thing. Use it to solve a real problem. Start with a pain point, something in your day that's annoying or takes too much time. Then, find the right tool for that job and just keep tweaking until you have a solution you like. From there, you can start combining tools and, eventually, even automating the whole thing.
And that really is the main takeaway here. You don't need to know every single tool. You don't need to become a master prompt engineer overnight. Just by starting with one small problem and applying even a little bit of this roadmap, you are already putting yourself way, way ahead of the curve. So I'll leave you with this question. Just think about your day, your work, your life. What's one little annoying thing, one tedious task, or one creative block you always run into? That's your starting point. So what problem are you going to solve first?